Hello everyone, my name is Robin0928. I reviewed so you don't have to, and welcome to a test episode of whatever this is going to be called, if I ever figure out a name for it. And with me here is Anthony C. Hello. Is your microphone muted or something? Okay, this is kind of awkward. Okay. Well, when he joins in, the topic of this episode is what is the worst episode of MLP? And I know we're doing this a bit early. We just wanted to get it done, see how people enjoy it. So, right now I'm just waiting for him to get on the air. It's kind of awkward right now. Hello? I'm all alone. You on? You alive? Anthony, we're live. Okay, this is very, very awkward. Well, I guess I could... Oh, okay, there you go.
Hey.
So, hello, welcome to whatever we're going to call this in the future, because I put out like 3 names on my announcement video, like it was the Robincast, 2 Bronies, 1 Cast, and the Bronycast, which I put as the title of this episode, because I couldn't... And then I put under it just names, because I have a problem with names. Every time I have a problem processing names, so topic of the episode, what is the worst episode of MLP?
Oh no, the worst episode, huh?
I thought it'd be kind of fun to start off with this topic. So, what's your least favorite episode?
My least favorite. Oh gee, I'm gonna make a lot of enemies right here.
Okay,
Probably a
good.
dog. A good.
Okay, let's do it. Let's make a lot of enemies. I've
That's
ticked
not a
people
good
off before.
thing. That's not a good thing.
I've ticked people off before just by saying that I hated episodes that people loved.
But which episode do you hate?
I hated, I can't remember. Oh, I hated Sonic Rainboom for a while. I just couldn't understand why everyone loved it so much. So I made a lot of enemies with that. That's very nice. Making a lot of enemies on this episode.
Is that the one where when Rainbow Dash's first, like, the first time we see it, when she rescues
The Sonic Rainbow?
Verity?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that episode. Yeah, I just thought it was too many subplots to make it to make it a good episode.
Oh come on, that's awesome. She kicks like Soren in the face.
I know, it was cool. It's cool now. I like the episode now. It just, when I saw it the first time when I was getting into the show, I just couldn't understand why everyone said that was the best episode of season 1.
Hmm. Hmm. My worst episode. Probably, I'm sorry, Bernie Curious. Dog and Pony Show.
Could be worse. You could have said suited for success.
Oh no, gosh,
Oh,
no.
if you had said that, Brony Curious would have just gone and killed you.
Nah,
He
that's
had.
fine.
I know he has assassins. He does.
He's a team of ninjas.
Yeah, the Nintendo Ninjas. He hired them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about that episode just makes you hate it so much?
Well, I'm not sure if I should tell you. I should put it into a future video of my own, but
Yeah, I don't like the episode either, so you're good with me. I'm not gonna get angry about that episode.
well, I'm curious. What do you think's wrong with it?
The episode I think that it was wrong with it, I just didn't like Rarity at the time. I just always thought she was too annoying. That was just my main problem with getting into the series was that. It
She
just
takes the
always kept
most
on
getting used to.
Yeah, it's just I kept on pushing forward in the series, but it was like, no, freaking Rarity still has to be in this series. Dang it! But now as I just passed a year of first watching the show yesterday, which was also a good thing because I watched the movie yesterday, which I'll have to make a review on that later. We can do an episode on that. But yeah, so I'm now kind of more accustomed to her, and I actually like her a lot better than when I started.
Okay. Yeah, well, she takes a bit of getting
Yeah,
used.
it takes a while to get into the series, and especially to just get past how annoying she is.
She's best pony. She's Tabitha St. Germain.
You're probably gonna get me angry at you.
Oh, come on.
Twilight is best pony. I know that
I
I'm gonna take people off no matter what I say, but Twilight is best pony.
Twilight's the most. I relate to Twilight the most because
Yeah,
like, a little
me too.
crazy.
Being socially awkward nerd, that's kind of my thing.
Bookworm.
Yeah, reads too
um,
much.
I think Dog and Pony Show irritated me the most because it's uh it's not very good. I mean, it's science like, oh, it's not very good. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
my reasoning is that it's bad for kids. It's bad story. Bad thing, very bad thing. No, I don't agree with what it does. It has a lot of chutzpah to put this delicate young filly in a dangerous situation where she's accosted by villains, violent, aggressive, abusive villains who've kidnapped her and are forcing her to do stuff. And it's like, if you want to take it to like a moralistic level, like you're making a show that's trying to teach something for children, it's like, wow, what are you going to teach the kids with this message? And kids, it turns out if you ever find yourself in a disagreeable situation with burly, aggressive people who are prepared to abuse you physically to get what they want out of you, try whining at them because that's sure to achieve your goals. That's going to get you.
isn't that just magical?
It's just
Yeah, that.
magical.
Yeah, I've quoted that a lot. When I talk about episodes that just have the weird morals, like
It's
um,
just magical.
feeling Pinky Keen. That was a bad episode, but it's not my least favorite. Griffin the Brush Off. I hate that episode. I hate it so much. It's what nearly left me from the fandom. I actually had to remove myself for like a day and a half. Just like I cannot watch anymore. Because
I'm leaving this stupid fandom.
yeah, pretty much. That was the kind of the video that was like me when I saw that episode. But I wasn't actually in the fandom. I have to give this episode credit. A year ago, I watched from episode 1 to episode 5, and I stopped after episode 5. I was like, this show is going to kill me. It's going to be the death of me. I'm going to
Hmm.
just completely lose all my friends, but I don't care. I'm still going to watch the next day. Even though this episode is terrible, there has to be a better episode than this. So I was like, I'm going to watch episode 6 tomorrow. And so, you know
That's
what?
Griffin the Brush Off.
Griffin the Brush Off,
Brush Off.
that episode just kills me every time I watch it.
You didn't like feeling Pinky Keen.
I like it, but I don't like. It's one of those episodes that it's good, but it's not a great episode. It's bad by MLP standards. The best episodes. It can't live
Hmm.
up to those, but it's definitely funny.
Hmm. Hmm. Plenty of Warner Brothers type action in that one. I think you got derpy as well.
Yeah, the derpy thing. Everyone freaked out then. Which yeah, everyone freaks out at
Our
derpy.
eyes are canon now.
Yes, they are canon. Now, there's actually official merchandise for her that they released at a con, but since I don't go to freaking conventions, I was not able to see it. Which, it looks cool. It has a muffin in it, so good with me.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Well,
you can pull up a picture. Let me see if I can look it up. It's probably on Google anyway. I'll have to look it
hmm.
up after this, so yeah, so everyone likes that episode for that one reason. Freaking derpy. Makes
Oh.
every episode better. Yay.
Hmm. Bad episodes, huh? Well, I think I've said enough about a Canterlot Wedding at this
Yeah,
point.
I think we can stop talking about that episode for at least a little while. I think we're
Uh,
good not talking about that one.
I'm gonna review a magical mystery. If I keep doing this, I'm gonna review a magical mystery cure at some point as well. I think that's a real pick and mix, a grab bag of all kinds of
Oh,
good and
if you make fun of that
bad.
episode, I'll probably be coming at your door and killing you because I love that episode.
You loved a magical mystery cure.
I'm not as freaking out about it as Digibrony was, saying everything was good and nothing was wrong about it. It has its flaws, but it's like what I think it's like what I think about Equestria Girls. It's good, it has its flaws. It's just a good thing. It's not perfect, yes, but I enjoy it.
Well, it's like a magical mystery cure had. It's actually carrying on Lauren Faust's idea, so I can't
Yeah.
hate it the way everyone else. And people disagreed with her gaining wings on
I
principle. Like that's the end of it.
That's the
And
end of the
a lot
Bronydom. It's over.
I'm
Everyone freak
leaving
out.
this.
The Bronydum's over.
Yeah, it's just It's
Yeah, it's
the people
dumb.
freaked out about that because they thought that was Hasbro pulling a marketing ploy,
No.
you know, like to sell
I did my
toys.
research on this before. When I saw the leak on Twitter, I was like, oh, I think I've heard about this before. So I went onto the wiki. I was like, and I
Yeah.
looked at Lauren Faust's stuff, and it said that it was there. So I was like, oh, what are they going to do with this? So I was more excited than I was nervous. But I
Hmm.
didn't like make a video on it because I just started my channel. I actually had two channels at one point. One was my gaming stuff, and the other one was my Brony stuff. I ended
Hmm.
that channel a while ago, but I didn't make a video because I had just started the channel 2 days ago before this. So yay! Before the episode premiered. So yeah, that was smart. Put out a channel before the freaking end of the Bronydom, as they would call it. And then the episode premiered, and it was actually really freaking awesome.
They say it's written by Daniel Ingram. This is what I get this
Yeah,
comment
I could assume
constantly.
that.
I get this comment constantly. I'm like, maybe they should. I made a comment. Maybe they should give the story to the sound guy at
Oh,
one point.
then maybe they should give the story to the sound guy.
And everyone's comment about, if they do make a comment about Daniel Ingram, is that, well, the season finale of season 3. Oh, that's it for
Hey,
you.
you got your wish. The story was written by the song guy, the sound
But
guy.
it wasn't. It
I
I
know it, but at
it
least it
just
was Emmett.
wasn't.
It could have been worse. It could have been
It
Meriwether
had it
Williams.
had mostly songs. It had mostly
Yeah,
songs that actually
so
pretended to
that's
be
why
story.
everyone calls it being written by the sound guy. It's
Yes, I
just,
can't tell if people are joking anymore though, because it's not. It's written by Mr. Larson or someone.
hey, it could have been
And
worse. It could have been freaking Meriwether Williams, and who's that other guy that everyone hates? He wrote Feeling Pinky Keen and Over a Barrel. I can't remember his name, so
no, I don't
they
know.
wrote Spiky Your Service together. That I don't remember what it was, but it was like it could have been
Now,
worse. It could have been written by those two idiots.
you want to talk about bad episodes or episodes that kind of really divisive episodes. Spike at your service.
Okay, yes. This was an episode that I
Oh,
could not get through the end of it when I was watching season 3. I just could not
everybody,
get to the end.
so many people I know are like this. They don't like Spike at your service, and I'm thinking to yourself, all right, okay, it's because Spike is a klutz, right?
Yeah, that is a big
Everyone,
problem with it, but I always felt like this wasn't even an episode of MLP. I thought this was an episode of Seinfeld on meth. Just completely weird with the Timberwolves. Yes, I was watching Seinfeld and I was watching this episode at pretty much the exact same time, and I was like, this is a sitcom cliche with Timberwolves. That's it. That's
oh,
what I could get from this episode. It was a sitcom cliche with Timberwolves.
the Timberwolves were all right.
Yeah, that was
Everyone
that was the
complains
cool
about the
part.
3D Timberwolves. There's nothing wrong with the 3D Timberwolves. The 3D Timberwolves are just fine.
I like that part of the episode. The Timberwolf part is
Yeah,
cool. Everything else,
yeah.
I hate it. It's a bad
Why?
episode.
But why?
I I can't explain this episode. I've
I
tried
have
to
friends.
explain my hatred for some episodes. Most of them I can get my hatred out for them, but some is like this one and Games Ponies Play. I can't understand why I hate it so much. And I
It'd
just
probably be worthwhile to say that most people I know don't like the show, the Spike at Your Service, because I guess you can kind of see it forming. Like he owes Applejack a life debt and whatnot.
yeah, I can
I don't mind that.
I mean,
That's fine. I mean, it's a trope. You could probably find it somewhere in TV tropes, but it's not that bad. It's what
yeah.
they do with it that gets everyone really irritated, and most of the people I know really can't stand it because they think Spike's a competent little fellow. He serves Twilight very well for what he
Maybe it's
does, what
because
he
he's out
does
of his
for her.
element. I always like when I wasn't mad with him being a klutz because I always thought, oh, he's like he works for Twilight, who's a unicorn, and he does all this magic-y stuff. Then he has to go
Yeah.
to an Earth Pony farm, which is more hard work and stuff. So I never really found that annoying. I
No.
just always found that since I've grown up with shows that do these kind of cliches, but they do them
Yeah.
justice and they do them well. I've grown up with I can't remember another show that did this right now. I'm completely blanking out, but there was another show that did this really well. And then when I see that they're going to do this for MLP, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is going to be great." And then it turns out to be Spike at Your Service.
I can't argue with that. I can't because it's like I thought it was fine. I liked it because it was more of an Applejack story to me than anything.
It was
Applejack, and because Applejack gets this little urchin who wants to help her, and she doesn't she has one of her big character faults is that she doesn't like um, to share her work. She's very work proud, and suddenly there's someone who wants to do work for her. No, and so that's really quite in character with Applejack. It's just it plays to her strengths really effectively, I thought. So and she's got to do whatever she can to try and get rid of him. When it
well,
probably would have just been
yeah.
good to tell him.
Yeah, I mean, just the lengths that they go is insane. But Pinky Mustache, I've not used that joke. I've had it like sitting my evil face joke with the mustache and Pinkie Pie. It was just that was the best part of the episode for me, the Pinky
Right.
Mustache and just the extremely bad acting. It can seem like how I act
Yeah.
sometimes when I have a script. I work better unscripted because when I have a script, I'm a terrible actor. It's like I have so many problems with trying to write a script. I'm just like, I want to do this unscripted, but it's like, nope, I have to make jokes. So shut up and do the scripted. Yeah,
Well, you
but
could give yourself notes. Give yourself like
yeah,
bullet points. And
mainly I do notes and I go off of them and just unscripted from there. Just like I'm going off on the wall. Just don't keep it recording. I'm just gonna keep on going. But worst episode of season 3 is not even that episode. It is Games Ponies Play. No doubt about it for me. It's just a bad episode. It's
Remind me again. What's that?
That's the one with the inspectors coming. Completely.
Inspector.
Even though I was like, oh god, I just hiccuped there. I was like, oh god, this episode is gonna be bad. I can tell it. Just reading the plot summary, I was like, okay, I can predict this entire story. And the
Hmm.
tie-in didn't really tie in to the pet episode, which could have been cool if they had actually done it well. Which they didn't. There was barely any connection to the two stories, and I felt like if this one had aired first and then the episode with the pets, just for sidekicks, then it would be really cool to see how it would work. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the episode, it pans down and it shows Spike, the CMC, and the pets there. So it always makes me wonder if this episode had aired first, it would have just made it more weird. You'd wonder for a week, what the crap are Spike and the CMC and Pets doing under there? And even if those two episodes weren't tied at all, it would be even more insane. I know I'm kind of like quoting off of Bronycast's review of this, but I have the same feelings. If these episodes weren't connected, and we just like wondered forever what was going on there. Have Magical Mystery Cure be 2 parts, and then just forget about Just for Sidekicks. Be fine with
Hmm.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't really. I mean, they wanted to pull like a South Park thing when there was like South Park did this like massive three-parter episode one day. Where it
They
was like
they do a
just
lot of 3-parters. I don't even watch
yeah,
South Park that much anymore. I watched like 2 episodes. I got so sick of it. So I haven't watched it for for like a year. But I always thought that it's trying to be something, but it's not. And I felt like those 2 episodes completely, just for Sidekicks and Games Ponies Play, were just filler episodes. When we could have had a 2-parter for Magic Duel, what I call the Return of Harmony Part 3, which is Keep Calm and Flutter On. I still call it Return of Harmony Part 3. And then Magical Mystery Cure. It could have been those both could have been 2-parters,
Hmm.
but we had filler episodes. And I'm not saying that you should have
Yeah.
removed some of them. Like
Well,
if you removed Bad Apple, one Bad Apple, I would have probably gotten angry because that's one of my favorites of the season.
Games Ponies Play and the other one just for sidekicks. They're not filler. They're trying something. They're trying like Pulp Fiction where they tell the same story from different angles or something.
Yeah, they're trying to do
That's
something, but they
trying
don't.
to be clever. But there's so much. I mean, it's like there's a lot in this show that's trying to be quite a bit of stuff that they just don't pull it off. Like I was saying, a Dog and Pony show, they completely chickened out with the ending. It's like if you wanted to get you wanted to end it properly, then there are ways of making Rarity a stalwart hero who gets herself out of a situation like that, or at least waits and manages herself until someone else can rescue her. That that you could do it in a responsible, mature way, like have her behave like Gandhi or something, like passive, non compliance. But there are ways, things you can do. but they didn't. They copped out. They chickened out.
Or they could, or she could have been awesome and then made me actually like her then instead of having to wait 2 seasons for that.
Yes. I can't even remember. How does that episode end? Does it end with a moral? That's what always gets me. Is this
I don't know. I'll have to
moral?
rewatch that again because even though it's
Yeah.
a bad episode, I'll have to rewatch it just to remind myself what the crap went on in that episode.
You know what? I probably haven't. I've probably got something here somewhere on that stinking episode. I don't think I was
Quick
going
to the
to.
wiki.
No,
Time
no,
to go to the
no.
wiki. I'm going there
Give you a preview of something that
just so
was
I can
going to be.
remember what it was.
Okay. Did not I didn't like a dog and pony show. You know what? No, no, I didn't. I was going to do a whole big episode on this thing, like things I don't like about the Diamond Dogs episode, blah 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 blah. But the more I thought about it, the less funny it became. It
I
just
think
made
that
me
would have been
sad,
fun.
dude.
I just like watching people rage out a lot. Maybe I'm just a
Everyone loves watching people watching rage out a lot. This is the whole point behind the Angry Joe show.
yeah, that's why I watch it. I just like, oh, dang it, freaking webcam. Why do you work? Why do you not work?
I
My mic just muted and I hit the webcam button.
ah.
Okay.
Do you have a webcam?
Yes, I do. I just don't like, my parents just don't like me using my face. Here it is. Okay, here is the epilogue. On their way home, Rarity reveals that that annoying her captors was all a ruse to keep them under control. Twilight learns that just because someone is ladylike doesn't mean they're helpless. That seems like a damsel in distress thing, because like the
Uh,
nostalgia critic said, the dumb censor word, because I don't like censor. So, you know what? I'm just gonna pull out my yay. I use this for a censor a lot. Well, actually, never have. I actually haven't used this. Um,
I pull out my yay whenever I'm feeling down.
you're gonna make me kill myself by the end of this. I'm just gonna laugh too hard, and then I'm gonna be just lying on the floor dead.
Well, when you understand that yay is like street for cocaine or something, like, yeah.
Here, freaking my purse. Wrong one. Yeah, I hate this. And, dang it! Freaking winter wrap up plays! No! My phone just repeats the next music on a. Ah!
If
But
heaven forfend you knew of a beautiful, young, vulnerable female who suddenly found herself captured by great, big, violent, abusive kidnappers who wish to selfishly exploit her physically, then what advice would you give her?
kick them in the butt! That's the whole point!
Of great, big, violent, abusive kidnappers who can overpower her.
She has magic. I always say that you can just pretty much solve that episode with magic. And yet, they don't. She's more
You know,
useless than Sweetie Belle is with her
that would be
magic.
terrible. Because it's like, well, I mean, what is a unicorn's horn? I have to ask. What is it? Is it like Harry Potter, and everyone's got a wand? Which always, it's like giving kids a loaded gun. It's like, is that what a unicorn is? The horn of the unicorn is like a loaded gun.
I think it's kind of
Watch
like
out.
that. The Twilight Laser Gatling gun.
The Twilight Laser Gatling gun.
Yeah, I watched that review yesterday. When can you say that you've ever seen a pink pony grab a purple unicorn and use her as a? I get dang it! The rest of the line just always makes me angry because I can't remember. Laser of death. That's all I know. Yeah, that would be
Brony
so
Curious
cool though.
when there's no Brony Curious.
Why? We need to have him on
I'm-
there just so he can say the line. Because I'm never gonna remember it.
Well, I can't even remember it. There's a. Can you say you saw a pink pony use a unicorn as a
A mounted
something of the
mounted
something
weapon
something. Shut
of
up!
lavender lasery death.
The line was supposed to be something like I don't. What was it? It was supposed to be. I was supposed to be like, oh, touche. And I couldn't bring myself on like, touche. Shut up, Brad. Oh, shut up, Tom.
I have a problem with like doing random lines that just seem out of character. It's just like I would rather say something about purple machine gun than I would say something like touche.
Well, yes.
So yeah, that line was funny. That's one of my favorite lines of the review. But yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Just like see Rarity use that.
It would, yeah, you know what? It would be. I'll give
I
Tom
mean,
credit for
remember
this.
Dra-
It would actually
Remember
be fun.
Dragon Quest? You remember that episode at the end
Yeah,
where
I
it was
like Dragon
like where
Quest.
she was about to kill the dragons just for messing with Spike? Wouldn't she have been
Mhm.
able to do that at the beginning of the episode? And then it would be like, hey, it's all over.
Yes, but that's the thing about Twilight. She kind of doubts her own power. She really
No,
does.
Rarity, remember?
Oh,
And
Rarity.
yeah, Rarity was like, she was about to kill the dragons just for messing with Spike. And they messed with Spike in the beginning of this episode. No reaction whatsoever.
I don't remember. Mm.
Looks like we're gonna have to do a rewatch. Yay! Yay!
Yay!
Yeah,
Everyone's
I did
really
like Dragon Quest though, but when it got up to the point where Twilight's bamfing around like Nightcrawler, it's like, come on, Twilight, you're more powerful than this. You really ought to be able to take these guys on, and do something, do
Please,
something.
do something! I'm trying to. Did the Nostalgia Critic say that? No, he did not. I was
Who
trying to
said
think of
that?
a Nostalgia Critic line for that. I thought
Do
he did have.
something.
Yeah, he did have one. I just can't remember what episode that was in.
It's like
But
Confused Matthew did that. You want to see
yeah,
Confused Matthew?
no, I've not. There have been a lot of people that I hear are really good, but I've just not had the time to see.
Yeah,
Working on
yeah.
Candlelight Wedding review. Not Candlelight Wedding. There, Crystal Empire. Dang it, you got that episode now in my head. I'm gonna freaking insert review.
Hate it.
I actually like that episode.
Which is the Crystal Empire?
No, not Crystal Empire. I don't like it as much as I thought I did when I was writing the script for that on my phone. Yay, phone writing.
What
It's
are you
like-
doing writing on your phone?
They have they have an app on my phone for Android where I can have a notebook, so I write most of my scripts on here, and then I like could copy them over to the computer. Which
Okay.
I have. I think I have one for the Star Trek game review that Angry Joe did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have that whole script written. I have to finish recording it, but then I had to leave for my first summer camp, and now tomorrow I have to leave again. God dang it, I have to leave every freaking week.
What are you doing, sir? You're taking sabbaticals?
I'm a Boy Scout. I'm a BSA, so I have summer camp at this time. So once I get back from this week of summer camp, I'm staffing at a summer camp for 4 days, but I'll be back on Saturday. So if we want to do one of these again, I'm back for the fourth week, I believe. I'm back for the next one.
Sounds like fun.
But yeah,
We'll have to get some more commentators in and
yeah. No one. Actually, there's 0 viewers right now. I just noticed that. I changed the time 3 times. Who
That's what I
needs
was
viewers?
gonna
They'll be
say,
able to
if you
watch it on YouTube later. Who
if you-
needs viewers?
well, next time I might make a video saying that
Yeah,
I'm doing.
it might be
I
better
was
if-
actually going to. I was making something to say that I was going to be doing a live stream at some point, but you had to leave tomorrow, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I have to leave. I'm sorry that I'm a Boy Scout of America. America!
Oh,
America!
well, how did America? Yeah.
It's the 3 fingers on glasses. 3 fingers right on your glass.
Sunglasses.
Here, let me show
Alright.
you. 3 seconds. Wait. Camera.
I can't
Right
see
here.
you.
Hi!
I can't see you.
En-
Okay,
Enjoy my
there,
embarrassing
like
Toy
that.
Story poster back there. Yeah, like that. My embarrassing-
Toy Story's the best.
Yeah, I love Toy
Toy
Story 3.
Story 3's the best. I love
Yeah, that's actually the poster that I have back there.
that. Yeah, I see lots of.
But
I
the
saw lots
scary
of
part about that was I went on opening night in cosplay. I was an embarrassing little 10-year-old back then.
Tell me you were Buzz. At least you were Buzz.
No, I was Woody. Woody's always been my favorite. Actually, I am Buzz. Look, buzz cut.
Yeah, I
Insert
see.
buzz cut. I am Buzz.
You got Buzz, right? Okay.
Color my hair purple. I'm Buzz.
Right.
But we've kind of exploited the worst Oh wait, got one more to talk about before we can like
All right.
move on to another topic. Mare-duel.
Bring it on.
Last one, Mare-duel.
Mare-duel. Oh, the mysterious Mare-duel.
Sad part is
Now
I
look,
actually
I reviewed the mysterious Mare-duel. People hate the mysterious Mare-duel.
I kinda
Chad
like it.
Rocco hates the mysterious
I'm a huge
Mare-duel.
superhero fan. I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm a huge Robin fan. Of course, that's why my name is Robin on the show. And I even let me go back here and get something. I have in my collection my mom's old 1960s Batman book. It is
Oh, cool.
so I cannot understand why people hate the superhero references. I love them because superhero fanboy. I notice all of them. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Come on, people,
Okay, the
please.
one big argument about the mysterious murder will I've heard, is that, and this is the best anyone's been able to give me, by the way, is that there's a scene where the main five are trying to goad, they're trying to nitpick and poke Rainbow Dash uh, by talking to her about all the wonderful things that the mysterious murder will has been doing, and trying to make her feel just annoyed with the whole situation. And like, hey, this mysterious murder well, she's great. The thing is, each one of them uh, talks about something that the ne'er-do-well did, talks about something that they themselves did as the ne'er-do-well. Okay, if you follow me here, like Applejack talks about the ne'er-do-well's incredible feats of strength. That was her. Um, uh, Twilight talks about the ne'er-do-well's incredible feats of magic. That, of course, was her, and so on and so forth.
And we already
And
talked about the costume.
yeah, and the
No,
costume was,
no,
well, I don't know. And that
yeah,
was, and the argument is that each one of them is praising themselves, basically. And
that's
it
a
could
good
have been,
argument. That
yeah,
is a
and
good
it's,
argument. But I think I have a better argument than that. The
yeah.
argument that I have that I don't like this episode, I like it, but I don't like it as much as I can another episode. I don't like it as much because at the beginning, why didn't they just tell Artie that it was like, hey, stop making yourself bigger than everyone else. Why are you doing that?
Why go to all this trouble? Well, they just
Because they
say to
wouldn't have an
her,
episode.
Rainbow Dash, yeah, Rainbow Dash, you're being an ass.
Pretty much.
Pull your head in. Okay, now that is silly. That's the silliest thing I can think of right there. But
At
she
least
was
it's
being such an ass. She might have just said, "Ah, you're jealous" or something like that.
yeah, but I mean, it could have. And if she had said you're just jealous, then we could have still had that okay-ish episode. But at least it would have made sense if they would talk to her first before taking action.
Hmm.
I always
This
thought
is
that, even Twilight does this. I was like, really, Twilight? You
they
are
do.
dumb. You are dumb. Just talk
This
to her.
episode is
You're a
stupid. Yeah.
diplomat. You're like Obi-Wan freaking Kenobi. You will talk to someone before you take action. So
Yeah.
I
They
have
don't.
a
They don't do
big
that
problem
quite a
with that.
bit. Sometimes there's a misunderstanding or something. Like I think the worst one was in Ponyville Confidential or something like that. It's like,
Oh, do not make fun of that episode. I like that one. I like Ponyville Confident. I think that you're probably gonna. One of us is gonna kill each other by the time this podcast is like. Once we're finished with it, one of us is gonna be dead.
all I'm gonna say is that if Shirley had piped up halfway through, that episode never would have gotten anywhere. It's
Or
like she disappears.
or the CMC had at least talked to her at least.
Talk to
I mean,
someone. They get
yeah,
into massive trouble with adults, and where did Shirley go? It's like the worst teacher ever.
Chirelli? You said Chirelli. Who is
Shirley.
Chirelli? Is
Shirley,
that it?
Shirley,
I know.
Shirley.
I know. I'm speaking Merkin. I'm speaking Merkin. Merca. Yeah. I love using that stereotype. It's so funny.
Kind of tricky.
Yeah.
According to
It's
South
like
Park, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Merca. Yeah. And we
Oh,
cut to
man.
another bad joke. And the bad jokes keep on rolling.
Let them come.
But I always thought that that the CMC didn't talk to Chirley because they are still young and they wanted to take matters into their own hands. But that still doesn't excuse Twi not talking to Rainbow Dash and Mare-do-Well. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Twi talking to the. I don't see how that makes any less sense than the adults not talking to the pony's teacher, like the Billy's teacher.
We could use
Go and
Digi's.
talk to the teacher. That's that's a stable trope of
I know. I'm 13 and I
school
still be like.
stories.
People made fun of me for being a brony at school. I was like, I'm going to go talk to my teacher about this and not take matters into my own hands because I'm nerdy, I'm weak, I will most likely get my butt kicked. So why couldn't the CMC figure this out? They know that, and plus, I always found this funny how none of the characters really decide to talk to anyone. The only time that I could think of was in Green is in Your Color where they talk to each other, and they didn't take much action. But we could also kind of, I know that this is kind of a shameless plug to Digi, but we could also kind of relate to Digi's argument about the main six being teenagers. So, yeah, we could kind of, if you haven't watched that, Digi Brony has a video, I'll probably put it in the description, where he says that the main six are teenagers. So maybe that's why they didn't talk to each other, but that's still dumb. I mean, Twilight's supposed to be smart. If a 13-year-old can figure this out, why can't Twi? Damn!
I've been on about them not being teenagers. They're just.
I know, but I just like, you know what? My headcanon says that the CMC are 10, 11, and 12. So shut up. My headcanon says that, so the main six can be teenagers.
Yeah, I'll buy that. 10,
Yeah.
11, 12.
Yeah, I always figured that they were like exiting elementary school, going into middle,
Okay.
which is where I am. I'm in hell. I'm in middle school.
Oh, you poor.
They're about to head into hell, middle school. It is hell in my school. So, J.R.R.
Okay.
Tolkien, get on that. I know he
Speaking of
did.
high schools and whatnot, you say you saw Equestria Girls. I haven't seen all of Equestria Girls.
It's on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I know.
Because there are no theaters where I live in Mississippi near me that I can go watch it. It's so bugging me. I wanted to go see it. I would pay just to see what DHX could do. But no, I have to wait till YouTube. Just DHX, you can't let me be nice to you guys, Hasbro. You know, I support you guys. I review a girls show, a little girls show for fun, and yet you won't give me like just one theater. They only have one theater in Mississippi, and it's on the other end of the state from me, so I can't go and see it. So I had to wait till YouTube yesterday to see it. That was enjoyable.
At least you have if you needed to, you could. I'm stuffed. I'm completely. My whole country doesn't care.
Well, it's a 6-hour drive. I checked on when I found out where it was. I checked. It is a 6-hour drive to see an hour and 13 long movie. I just got back from a 6-hour drive to Tennessee. It was not fun.
Go to BronyCon. BronyCon.
I don't have money. I'm 13. Do you think I have money from YouTube? YouTube does not like me. Or at least Hasbro doesn't. Hasbro doesn't like me.
Hasbro doesn't seem to like YouTube. I don't know. It doesn't like YouTubers. Doesn't like DigiBrony. Put it that much.
They don't like DigiBrony. They don't like ANY. They don't like Brony Curious. They don't like Redcord. They don't like anyone.
All these lovely men are trying to make money. That's your problem.
I mean, I feel sorry for Brony Curious. His job just got laid off, and if Hasbro decides, ooh, we can attack now. We can attack now. Curious will get. I mean,
You're
Curious.
watching.
Bro,
It's based on my floor.
bro hoof into the camera, and now you can't see anything.
Bro hoof for Brony Curious.
Yeah, bro hoof for him. Everyone's gonna be like punching their computer screens, and we're gonna be fined $20. Oh, that'll be fun. Everyone's punching their computer screen. They're gonna blame it on us.
So, Equestria Girls takes place in a high school, and Twilight goes in and she meets a bunch of characters who are supposedly her age, or like the counterparts of the pony world.
Do you not like spoilers? Do you not like spoilers for this movie? Cause
have you seen it?
yeah, I saw it yesterday. It's on YouTube.
I've watched the end of it so far.
Oh, you've watched the ending, so you won't mind me saying this. The demon part.
The demon.
What?
Phenomenal cosmic power. Yeah.
I always thought that it was like gonna be Twilight was just gonna get a magic staff and be like Gandalf, "You shall not pass through this portal." That would be so awesome. Someone make that. I know there are a lot of YouTubers that do fan animations. Make it so that we can see Gandalf and Twilight doing the same thing. I know someone's gonna Photoshop it eventually. But it's just like, wow. And you turn Snips and Snails into demons too.
Is there a teacher? Is there like a teacher grading them on something? You shall not pass. These grades are terrible.
That's what I always think my teachers say to me. Even though I make good grades, I always think that once I screw up a spelling test or some crap like that, it's just gonna be like, you shall not pass the 7th grade.
All right. So you've seen the rest of the movie. What's the story? I mean, what's the character development like? Because I know, the from what I saw of the ending, the plot's a bit iffy.
It's weird. It's kind of like actually, it's kind of like the pilot episode, where it's kind of like a pilot episode to a new series, which I always
Uh,
thought, which that was originally what
apparently
this
they're
was going to
doing.
be. They're not
Apparently,
going to do
there's
it
going to be
anymore.
some kind of spin-off. There's going to be some sort of spin-off for this.
Equestria Girls was going to be a spin-off, and then when they were like, oh, this is more marketable, let's make a movie.
Oh,
Freaking
golly.
Hasbro, I hate you guys.
But you
I
wonder
would
why
just want to
season
go
3
to
was so short.
because
Thank you.
I watched Digi's video about they had a video on why he had a video on why season 3 was so short. It was like this kind of whole process of getting the show's rights to other people, and the media minimum episodes is 65, and after season 3 we have 65 episodes. So maybe that's the reason. I think it's a stupid reason, but hey, that's just me. I'm just a guy who sits on the
You hear that, Digi? It's a stupid reason.
Yeah, it is a stupid reason. I think he actually said that in his video. I don't remember. I haven't
Well,
watched that video in a while. To the
yeah,
internets
well,
later. But
internet's our
yeah,
go.
it is dumb. It's a dumb reason, and
Oh,
but
I
I
have
do.
no idea what it is. Syndication or something is
Yeah,
is
that's what it's called. Syndication,
yeah.
Syndicate Project,
But the
whatever.
thing is, you make a season that's 22 episodes long, and then
And
you
then
get syndication
in
as
the next
well.
episode, but then the next season is 13. It's half the length of a season, and there were three great concepts: Trixie's Redemption, Discord's Return,
Discord.
and the Alicorn Twilight. And
Yeah.
all of those were condensed into 22 minutes. And
Yeah.
I'm doing my Digibrony impression right now. He said this
That's
exact same thing. I don't
what they
care.
mean.
I'm talking too fast right now, probably. But
If that's
why
the
were these
case,
concepts condensed into 22 minutes? I think that all of these concepts could have been at least three-parters.
and wouldn't we all have loved to have seen another episode with John Delancey in it?
I mean, I enjoy
Discord.
watching. Discord is my favorite villain of the entire show.
Heck yeah!
I mean,
Phew,
Discord
man.
Discord is friggin' awesome. I
He's
actually
the
have not watched
Joker.
much Star Trek because I'm a bigger Star Wars fan than Star Trek,
Yeah.
even though Episode 7, yay! Not looking forward to that. And once that Star Wars movie premieres, I'll be here reviewing it.
Are you really excited about this?
No, I am
J.J.
not.
Abrams.
Clone Wars 2. I still want Clone Wars 2. They canceled Clone Wars, and I'm still angry about it. That was one of my favorite shows because of it was just so odd. It was like that was before I watched MLP and just completely fell in love with candy-colored horses. I thought way too much about candy-colored horses, and I still thought that MLP was a show for little girls.
We need more Star Wars in our pony and more pony in our Star Wars.
Oh god, I just thought of a really awesome crossover. Fanfic writers you can do this. I don't care. Star
Use the
Wars
Force.
and MLP crossing over. I mean, they've already done Teen Titans and MLP, which is still one of my favorite fanfics I've ever read. I'm still reading it. My Little Titan on Fanfic. That's a good one. It's
Yeah.
definitely weird. I have to once I get finished with what he's written so far, I'm gonna have to review that one. But it's a good fanfic so far. But I think we're way off topic right now.
Yes.
We don't care. It's
We've
a
gone
it's a
from bad
podcast.
episodes to bad writing in general.
Yeah,
Fanfic
but
writing.
we went from bad episodes to fanfics. I think we've done I think we've pretty much gone really.
We've
But I
exhausted the topic. Let's wrap it up.
no,
Quick while we're ahead. It can only go.
we only have 16 minutes. We only have 17 minutes left. We can make it. Let's just finish off talking about Equestria Girls because
Yeah.
well,
Your
I found
characterization.
Equestria Girls. I found
saying-
Equestria Girls in. I can't think we could talk at the same time because I think people would kill us. I think that Equestria Girls is good because it's kind of the callback to why I love MLP so much. It's weird. The first episodes were weird. They were goofy. They were silly. They were stupid. But I still fell in love with the show because of them, and that's what I feel like this movie was. It was a present for me for making a year in this silly fandom. I'm not leaving this stupid fandom. I've gone a year. I'm going all the way.
Right.
I always see my OC has an afro. I don't think anything could be weirder than that. Nothing can beat the weirdness of that.
Your OC, is that an afro? I thought it was
I
like
think
a,
it's like
a Clark Kent.
I always think it is an afro. I call it like an afro. Pony Creator
Clark-
has this one thing.
Whoosh.
Yeah, it's kind of like this more. I tried to find the neatest hair, because that's how I wear my hair when I'm not bald, pretty much. And that one looks the most, really neat hair. So it looks like an afro. So my OC is an afro pony. Okay, cool. He's from the 80s. He's from the original cartoon.
Oh, no. Can you bet you can't make a face like weird as this?
Yeah, I have an evil face that I use all the time. The evil
Oh,
face.
speaking of bad episodes, what? Well, let's put it
I thought we
weird
dropped
and
this
wonderful
topic.
episodes.
Oh, weird episodes. An episode
We'll
that I
talk
find.
about. I don't know if it's just weird or it might in fact be the most terrible episode
This is
of My
neither
Little
madness nor
Pony
brilliance.
ever. Too many Pinkie Pies.
No! Do not insult that episode. Pinkie
I
Pie is one of
can't
my
insult
favorites.
it because if it is, I suspect that it's bad.
It's
But if
neither
it is
madness nor
bad,
brilliance.
it's bad in such a way. It's like the Michael Bay
But
of
it's
ponies.
so funny. I'm a
So
I'm a sucker for
devastatingly wrong.
clone stories. I'm a sucker
have
for
to
clone
admire it.
stories. I mean,
Yes, but
I'm a
there's,
sucker for
there's
those kind of things.
I'll have to review it now. I have to go back and
Yeah.
watch it and
You know what?
review it for you because this one, this episode, I mean, the implied genocide that's going on there.
You know what?
You know, you might have seen the memes. You might have seen the memes of people going on about how
The crazy
this
face.
This Pinkie Pie, she's in pain and she's fighting for her life and trying very hard not to get, you know, wished into the cornfield. And Twilight just arbitrarily.
I know, she's like,
decides,
that's like the machine gun from the end of season 2. I
where's
saw that
your
again. I saw
well,
the
the machine gun, you might live. This one, no.
No, you are trapped in a mysterious pool for all eternity. But Anthony, I'm starting to review the episodes of season 3 in order. I'm going to review Too Many Pinkie Pies soon. Crossover time. We have to do this. I think that this is way too big for one pony to review. It's gonna be hard for me to review this episode. I need help with this. This is one of those episodes that you cannot review on your own. It's this one, and I think Magical Mystery Cure. It's impossible to review this on your own. For me, at least. If I tried to review either of those episodes on my own, it would not be as funny as I have an idea for what my Magical Mystery Cure review, which I'm not going to spoil, because it's going to involve something really random happening. But I'm not going to spoil that idea, especially on air.
Oh.
It's going
I
to
spoiled my Diamond Dogs review.
Oh God! Shh! This episode will not air. This episode will not air. I'll take this down if we actually just turn this into a series. We can do this topic again. If you
Probably.
don't, yeah, I'll remove this episode so that way you can have your review up. Shh! It doesn't exist. This episode is just. It's a pilot episode. People remove their pilot episodes. We're gonna probably do that if this. I find this really cool that most people have to re-edit it or completely ignore their pilot episodes of a series, but I cut MLP slack like Digi and AMY do for keeping the episode the way it is. I find that just extremely awesome. So
You mean Friendship is Magic?
Friendship is Magic Part 1 and 2. Yeah, that is the pilot episode. Most people just like, oh, pilot episode does not exist. It's not canon. It's there, but it's not canon. MLP's like, screw that. This is the beginning of a really awesome show. So, you know what? I gotta applaud MLP for doing this. It's just, and it's why I love this series so much. It just takes as many risks as it does. And you know what? I don't care that season 3 was 13 episodes. I don't care that the best arcs in season 3 were condensed into 22 minutes. I just love this series so much. I cannot imagine doing what I do without MLP. Doing all the stuff that I try to do. It's now gonna be. It's part of my life now. So
it can steal you away. It can really take you away.
Yeah, it's like
what? I'm not making a podcast. What the hell am I doing?
It's like a year ago. If me right now went back in time a year ago and told myself, in a year you will be sitting down,
dude,
at a podcast with an OC, a freaking pony, and Anthony C right now, myself would just slap me. I would be slapped silly and call me delusional. Actually, that was when I was a fan of MLP, so 2 years ago, when I was still like, MLP is just a show for little girls who cannot understand Star Wars: The Clone Wars, so, yeah. Actually, I gotta thank my sister for getting me into this. She was like, check out the show, it's so good, it's so good. I'm like, you know what, Laurel? I am not a fan of girls to cartoons. I watched Kim Possible with you. I don't care. That was a good show. This is freaking My Little Pony. Do you actually expect
Well,
it to be good? And then I watch it, and now I'm here.
the Pony Show does have a bit of a kind of a stigma to it, you
I
know.
know
It's got a
people. When I actually told my friends that I was a brony, because I got them all together at school, and I was like, you know what, guys, I'm not gonna hide it. I am a brony, and some of them have actually checked out the show. I think that that's kind of cool. That they're like,
nice.
why? Because they know me as the guy who loves hardcore games, really adult TV shows, and they're like, you actually find this good? We'll go check it out then. So I've actually made a couple bronies on my own. So this show has definitely done some bad things, but it's done some really good things too. It's created this stupid fandom.
If nothing else, it makes some very fun reviews.
It
Very
makes
fun
my job so much more fun. I mean, because just doing gameplay when when your freaking recording software crashes, it's not as much fun as sitting down and reviewing a girl's cartoon. It's not as much fun. I mean, if this is my job now. I think that no longer I can just like not review these episodes. It's too much fun. It's just too much fun to go on Netflix and just sit there and just like, oh my god, candy-colored horses. It's too much fun to
And
just say,
ponies.
I love My Little Pony. I just love saying to some people just like, I love My Little Pony, and that's it. I love saying that on like message boards.
You're
I
a
said that.
braver man than me.
I mean, my mom always
Nobody
said
knows
that
what that's like. Nobody's
that only
told
a
me.
true man loves pink. Well, only a true man loves candy-colored horses.
Hmm.
And that's my 2 cents. That's my two
And
bits. Sorry.
on that bombshell,
On that bombshell, this has been whatever we're gonna. No, actually, no. We still have like a little bit longer. We still have longer to do this podcast.
well,
I'm
my
not letting you leave.
my dinner's ready.
Um,
I'm gonna head off
okay,
and
well,
eat food.
food. So
Ah,
I got to get this uploaded to YouTube now. This has been too
right.
much fun. I've had so much fun doing this. Thank you guys for watching this pilot episode of. I'm just gonna call this Bronycast from now on, cause well,
The
I can't think of
Bronycast.
a Bronycast, whatever. With Robin0928 and Anthony C. We will see you guys once I get back the second and fourth week of every month. My name's Robin0928. I review it so you don't have to. Bye bye.